The biggest mistake that men usually make when building connections with women is becoming attached prematurely in the early stages of the relationship. It's essential that we're prepared always for women to pull away because women are emotional creatures. So we have to always think in the back of our heads, well, she could just simply ignore me and move on and lose interest and forget about me. So we don't want to get too involved too soon. We want to take our time and not treat it like a microwave relationship. The first thing you want to do is just manage our expectations. Look, when you first get to know somebody, it's exciting because it's fresh. You see a future together, but pump the brakes, slow it down just a little bit. Just get to know the person, live, like I said, in the now. Take it one day at a time. As you're talking, communicating, just get to know her, study her character, get to know her as a person. Don't just look at her looks, because if you're caught up in just her beauty, and I'm not saying that's not important, because it is, because men are attracted by what we see, right? We're visual creatures. But if you don't look at her character, then down the road, you're going to regret moving too quickly, because we want to know who they are as a person. If they're mean, if they're impatient, if they're disrespectful, do you really want to put up with that the rest of your life because of her looks? I don't want to do that. So try to find a nice balance. So obviously find somebody that's attractive, but make sure you're also attracted to their personality, because if you're not, it is not going to end very well for you. You're going to be unhappy, you're going to be dissatisfied, and you're never going to experience a true, genuine connection with a woman. And as you guys are connecting, make sure you think about, is she the right person for you? Do you guys have chemistry? Do you guys get along naturally? Do the conversations flow organically? Do you guys see each other not just as romantic partners, but as best friends? That's very important, because you can't just be friends with each other. Then it's not going to feel natural. Think of it like a sports team. You have chemistry on basketball teams that fit really well, and other rosters, they don't fit so well. Think of like the NBA. When people win championships, one of the things people talk about is the chemistry on the basketball team. And when you don't have chemistry, you're not making the right passes. You're not making the right plays on defense and offense. And now it's a disaster, right? So if you want to have a dynamic duo, what they call it in basketball, you have a dynamic duo of superstars. You got to have a duo in the relationship where you guys just are in sync. You have good chemistry and there's good vibes going on. And if that's not happening, then it's not really a good fit for you. Think of it like peanut butter and jelly. If you just have the peanut butter without the jelly, it's not really the best sandwich. Now, I love peanut butter more than jelly, right? But at the same time, if you want a nice peanut butter and jelly sandwich, they got to come together, right? It fits better. If you just have peanut butter and chicken, like in a sandwich, that's weird. I mean, I'm not trying to judge anybody, but that's you. Hey, more power to you, right? But the natural thing is peanut butter and jelly, right? So you got to have that type of connection with a woman. If you're getting to know her and you don't feel that progression and it's not organic, it's just forced and it's nothing going on where you see the future for each other, then it's time to back off. Don't get too attached so soon, because just because she's beautiful, she looks good, doesn't mean she's the right person for you. The last thing I want to say is keep on folding your own laundry. What do I mean by that? Well, make sure you continue to develop yourself on a regular basis. Personal development should always be a priority for a man. If you neglect the things that are important to you, your value goes down, your attraction goes down, and all of a sudden she's just going to leave you because you stopped doing things you were good at. You got too invested really soon in a relationship. You were hoping marriage and labeling yourself as boyfriend and girlfriend, and that is the wrong move. Make sure you continue to take care of yourself. Make sure you work on your fitness. Make sure you work on your mental life. Make sure you work on your spiritual life, your financial life, your career life. Do not neglect those things for just a woman, right? Don't get so invested too soon, right? Make sure you take your time. Make sure you establish a connection. Make sure it's growing organically. And if you're the type of person who neglects everything, well, guess what? She's going to lose interest, because women sometimes just pull away. They don't explain why they lost interest. They don't explain why they don't like you anymore. It just happens, right? So if you're in that situation where all of a sudden she has disappeared and ghosted you, maybe you got too attached. Maybe you talked about things that just pushed her away and made her lose interest. So don't forget, you have to keep working on your own life, work on your craft, work on your goals. Make sure you level up as a man every single day. Think of it like a video game, right? You're playing a game, you're trying to get to the next level. Well, think of it that way. You're trying to level up every single day and just get better as a person. If you neglect these things, then it is not a good situation to be in. So if you get too attached and get emotionally invested, you start setting expectations that are crazy, that are out of this world, it's going to be a disaster for you. So what you want to do is, save your lifeboat in case she pulls away, because that could happen. She could obviously ghost you and not talk to you. Because if you save your lifeboat and you're not too invested, guess what? You just move on. You pivot to the next thing. Make sure you have that in the back of your head. Think about, okay, if this doesn't work out, what's my next move? That's not a bad thing to think about, because you're considering all of your options. Because as a man, you should always have options. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you next time.